Yes. The best body of knowledge I've come to learn to know is creation. Excuse me. And creation itself is it teaches us that how it is, or the edifying of it in what it has produced is an edifice, because it's not the building or a building, it is a building up. And building up is to be, as humans, structurally upright. Yes, that's what it teaches us. But then there are some that comes to want to defend their their mind, what they have learned, and learn how to defend their mind and their body of knowledge. And some say that they can hold up their own with uh, with an argument and make a case, you know, with the with what is called logic. Uh, People learn how to make a rational argument, because the rational argument that one has or the rationale has formed their logic, or formed the logic, or the rationale has formed their knowledge, their knowledge base. And then there is a base. And in baseball, in order to score runs, you have to touch bases. Or they have in this society military bases, a base. But remember, the key word is base, you know. And maybe it is at a deep level when you play an instrument called the bass, and maybe it's at a base level. But it serves as some type of foundation of a building up process. And then the logic or the rationale of one's argument and making his or her case as it forms his or her knowledge, then the thoughts come together. And the thoughts come together and within season, the process of seasoning. When you put food together, I mean, when you cook a food, you put seasoning in it, and it's a combination of ingredients that you're putting together. Yes, and you don't you measure those ingredients. You don't want to put too much of this in and too much of that. In other words, you don't want too much logic, too much emotion. You don't want to be too high strung and too low strung, if I may use that language, when it comes to how one's knowledge base is formed. So you must be mature. Yes, in order to, you know, form the basis of your knowledge. Yes, and because humans are flesh and blood, and people become knowledge of that they are flesh and blood, and they have human tendencies, and the rational, the reasoning of making an argument or a case, one will go about trying to justify his or her behavior and justify his or her means or ways of, of exploiting or taking advantage of another human being. Yes, that is a association with how his or her knowledge base has formed and came about. Yep. And people will defend that. Yep. That body of knowledge or that logic of reasoning, and will justify it, and some people even will call it justice. Yeah. So we get to a point where that we think we know everything. We think we says I can uphold my own. I can hold it up like a man, or a woman. We know these things because the natural tendency of humans is to be structurally upright as it looks at creation and the edifying of what has been produced, as it pertains to the edifice. But then again, we become very arrogant and very stubborn, bullheaded, with the success that we have made as humans. But then that which was originally created to be structurally upright, something else must be created, because that which has been structurally upright to be, as creation teaches us, to be structurally upright. That's what creation teaches us. When we deviate from that with our arrogance and our stubbornness, then something else must come and must be created in another form. But don't you think that which was created, this body of creation, and the edifying that which is designed to produce the edifice that teaches us to be structurally upright, don't you think that whatever it is knew what it was doing? You think about that.